Hi, in this video I am going to draw a diagram and show different subcortical structures and where they are located in the brain. And then draw the next diagram next to it and show how to remember all these structures and draw a face. Okay, so here are your thalami. So the red ones are your thalami. In between the thalami you have the third ventricle. This one is your third ventricle, and of course the third ventricle is connected to the lateral ventricle, and here are your two lateral ventricles. And lateral to it is the internal capsule. The internal capsule are the white matters that comes from the cortex to the spinal cord, or from the spinal cord to the cortex. And lateral to it is the lentiform nucleus. And the lentiform nucleus has two parts, globus pallidus and putamen, which are the nuclei. So the external capsule is lateral, and then the claustrum, and then the extreme capsule, and then the insula. So under the thalami, we have the subthalamus, this one. And if we label all these structures from lateral to medial, the insula, the extreme capsule, and then the claustrum, then the external capsule, and then the lentiform nucleus, the internal capsule, the lateral ventricle, the thalamus, the third ventricle, and of course the subthalamus. So if we show these all picture in another way, how to memorize or remember, so these two are your eyes, which will represent our thalamus. In between them is the nose, which will represent the third ventricle, the eyebrows, the lateral ventricle, and the lateral to it is your, if you're a man, the beard is, there is a beard, so is your internal capsule. And then you have the ears, the lentiform nucleus, and behind the ears you have the hair, which can be the other structures. So in between the lateral ventricle and the thalamus there is the caudate body, and then on top of the lateral ventricle is the fornix. Now under the thalamus is the subthalamus, which is the cheek, and under the subthalamus is substantia nigra. Together these two makes your cheek. And then under the lateral ventricle and the thalami you have the hypothalamus, which is the mouth, and you have the chin, which we will draw in this diagram as a pituitary glands. So